Joining me now is Andy Littlewood. We'd just like to share a few words with him about his campaign and how it's gone.
Hi. I've stood under Greater Manchester Homeless Voice. I feel that Rochdale has the highest number of homeless people in Greater Manchester outside of the city centre, and they are ignored. And the council have just completely ignored them, burying their head in the sand, and it's now got to a proportion which it needs attention. But I'm not only for that. I'm here because I have worked on Lower Failings Estate for 7 years now as a volunteer community worker. I've seen how that estate has been ignored by the council, and I've seen the trouble I've had with the council trying to make that change. In 2012, the ex-leader Colin Lambert said on radio that the council had ignored Lower Failings in other areas for 30 years. That cannot be allowed to continue in any way. Since I've got involved, the area has now improved, but there's still a long way to go. But that improvement has enabled people to have a better quality of life. The young people on the estate, the provision now for the young people is a lot greater than in 2012, and that has been down to the work that I've put in to ensure that they feel that they've got that they are being looked after and they're just not being ignored. Because what everybody thinks and does not realise, that the young people of today are the voters of tomorrow.
How do you feel the campaign's going so far?
The campaign has gone very well. The people I have spoken to have been open to listening to me and do understand the situation. Again, not only the homeless, but all the areas in Rochdale which have been ignored. I've targeted social housing areas because that's where I feel that Rochdale needs to improve and government needs to improve. By me doing that, it's showing that people have to start listening to us, that they can't just ignore what has gone on in the past. The government, central government, need to start investing to give people a decent home to live in. Just because people live in social housing does not mean that they have to live in squalor, and that is what has been coming up from central government for the last 20-30 years from both parties, and it is now time to change that. But there's also other areas which can be changed. I've said in my campaign literature that I would fight to change the business rates calculation, because local businesses here are struggling, and the biggest killer to them is the business rates. Rochdale has one of the highest business rates in Greater Manchester, and that would be great if money was coming in to Rochdale so that money could be spent in Rochdale, but it isn't because of the unemployment. Now the unemployment, that you need to start to solve the unemployment. You need to look at why are people unemployed. A lot of people have issues with reading, numeracy. That has to be tackled to give the people the skills to enter the workforce, because they can't enter the workforce if they have difficulty with literacy and numeracy issues. But I was also campaigning for the town centre, because we are supposedly having a brand new town centre redevelopment. But I've not seen in any reports, in any press releases from the council, what is going to happen to the two shopping centres that we already have. And the last thing that we need today is for those to start being boarded up, because everybody moved down to the books.